let me start off by saying that by asking this question. When we got the call, we were told that because of redistricting, you would be representing our area, and we were wondering that's what the caller told us.
Well, there's always a possibility because when you look at some of the different courses of action, you know, how they could redraw CD22. Some people have talked about making it a complete coastal district that goes all the way up, you know, maybe up to Vero Beach a little bit further. So that's an important thing to do. Some look at it probably going more out west and even over to Naples. So, and both of these areas, we've had good support. We've had a lot of good support over Naples and as well as up here. So, and of course, you're tied to the Palm Beach TV market, so your folks have seen me, I guess, on television there out of Palm Beach. But you know, the thing is, you know, I got a good colleague with Tom Rooney, and we want to make sure that if something like that does occur, that there's a seamless transition, that you don't see any degradation in the support and the representation that you're getting.
How do you view that? How do you see that all coming about? Or do you see a change coming about?
Well, you know, something will have to give because of the fact you're getting 2 new congressional districts now here in Florida. One will be on the West Coast, one will be up around Orlando. So there will be some shifting, there's no doubt about that. But for me, the most important thing is to be a good congressional representative and to make sure that my principles and my pragmatism is getting out all, like I said, not just in the district, but in the surrounding areas. I've been very blessed and very fortunate to, for whatever reason, you know, get a national type of platform, and I just want to stand for the right things.
Yeah. Would it make more sense to have some of your district picked up by Alcee Hastings, for example, and
well, see, I don't get into the chess pieces movements. You know, I'm not getting any type of lobbyists. I'm not going up to Tallahassee. Let's let those guys make the decision that they're going to make. The most important thing for me right now, when you look at all the pressing issues that we have coming out of Washington, D.C. and for this nation, that's where my focus is. But I want to make sure that I still get out and I meet people and talk to folks, you know, just in case, you know, one of those 2 courses of action come about. And it's not about introducing myself. It's just continuing on a relationship.
Some of your colleagues in Congress have been fighting the Fair Districts amendments. What is your position on that? Do you agree with what they're doing?
I mean, I haven't gotten involved in it whatsoever. I know Corinne Scott Brown and Mario Diaz-Balart. So they talk, you know, when we have our GOP congressional member meeting, Mario talks about it sometime. But again, I just stay away from that. There is going to have to be a decision that's being made because when you pass Amendment 5 and 6, Amendment 5 and 6 does kind of contradict the Voting Rights Act. So I think that the people up in Tallahassee are going to have to look at, you know, which way they're going to go as far as having the right type of congressional representation here in this state, especially when you're going into a presidential election year.
Are you? How do you feel about the time element of this decision in terms of redistricting? I mean, we're getting into January.
Oh,
you know.
Well, that's the tough part. I mean, because we may not know until, you know, late March or even April of next year, and then who's to say that does not go into courts and what have you. And so it does kind of put everyone into a situation of some uncertainty. I guess we have to contend with that, and I think that's important. Why, you know, you get out and you continue to meet people in and around that area of interest, as I talked about, based upon how the district may change and may shift, so that when the final adjudication comes about as far as what the new congressional district 22 looks like, if it does change from what it is right now, it's not a shock to your system.
Going back to the redistricting, is Martin County an area that you would embrace taking in if, you know, the lines would move up? And also, there have been, you know, rumors that possibly you would be redistricted in a situation where you would have to go against Congressman Rooney. What would you think about a situation like that?
Well, I would hope that, you know, better heads will prevail and not set that up. I know that there are some places all across the country where you are having Republicans and even Democrats having to run against each other in primaries. I don't want to see that happen here. I think you have 2 very good congressional representatives. And as far as your first question, look, I am one of the most blessed guys in this country. For 22 years, I served this country in uniform, and any time I get the opportunity to represent Americans up on Capitol Hill, I don't care where they come from. That's a great opportunity. So Martin County, St. Lucie County, Indian River, Collier County, whatever. If I can represent Americans, there's nothing better.